to the George Stevens Academy and the District 6 Jazz Festival. We're excited to be hosting the incredible day of music, and we celebrate our high school students' dedication and love for music. They and their band directors have been working really, really hard to be here, so we hope that you'll enjoy what they have prepared for us. A few reminders: please turn off your cell phones, silence them, and then make sure you've done it, even though you think you have. We'll be closing the doors now, and we ask that no one enter or exit during the performance. I'm sure you're going to be curious about what the performance results are, and we're a little behind, so we were saying 6:30, but whenever the last group is done, give us a few minutes, and we will have the results here. We'll make the announcements here for these groups and also the last two groups that were in the combo room, music room. Directors, you can pick up your packets, as you've probably heard, from the tabulators room after the awards are announced. We are delighted, pleased, and so thankful to our adjudicators today, Brian Nadeau and Mark Tipton. Thank you. I would like to introduce the MDI High School Big Group, and this is directed by Michael Remy, and they will be playing three selections: Parking Ticket by Jacob Mann, yes. My Little Brown Book by Billy Strayhorn, Blue Yonder by Christine Jensen. And we'll have for soloist Peter Benson on the tenor sax in the first selection, Jane Hope on alto saxophone in the second selection, Quentin Pileggi on trombone in the second selection, Alex Burnett on guitar in the third selection, and Treya Nelson on drums in the third selection. Please welcome Big Group from MDI High School.
Thank you. Wowee. I'm gonna put the mic on.
Yeah.
Ooh,
there
there
it
it
is.
is.
Hi. All right. What a joy and pleasure to hear you guys. I guess what I can say about MDI and the treat is not only do you have an incredible teacher, but there is a legacy here. And you guys are keeping that legacy alive in times that it's harder to do that sort of thing. And not only are you doing the legacy thing, but you're also paying tribute to history. When I hear the lead alto player playing with such great style and vibrato on that, and our trombone player doing such and our trombone player doing such great solo work as well. So you guys have worked very hard on a lot of very detailed, disciplined things with the figures, the dynamics, the articulations, and everything like that. So I'm not going to waste time because I really can't, and we're tight on time tonight, because I really can't, give you a lot. There's always room for improvement. I want you to know that, of course. One of the things I would like to offer to you before you go tonight is to help the brass section out physically with your playing. I'm really concerned about your playing positions. You're all great players, and technically, you folks are doing some amazing things, but unfortunately, in your embouchure setup and where your air goes, you're actually, without knowing it, because I did the same thing when I was younger, you're depriving yourself of the biggest, most productive and efficient sound that you could play with, and openness in the sound. And what you're doing is you're naturally, and this goes for the bones and trumpets, you're breathing up here mostly, and you're pinching your embouchure down a little bit when you play. And what it's doing is it's shutting down the potential that you have to get higher notes, number one, but also play with fuller bodied sound and with more power in your sound as well. So you want to remember the most important thing, we know this already, it's just that we don't think about it very much. Right here where we play at the center, where our lips are, that is where we're supposed to use the least amount of pressure, number one. Number two, the air is not supposed to come from the upper body at all when we breathe, yet it's the natural place to breathe. Watch. And that's kind of what you're doing right now, because it's natural. It's easy, okay? But professional musicians who play with incredible power, a good friend of mine is Wayne Bergeron, who played on the Incredibles soundtrack. When he breathes, he actually is putting the air down in the lower part of his body. Have you ever heard that talked about before, where you want to go deep? Well, I heard it talked about for so long, but I didn't know how to do it. But it's all in the syllable of the air intake right here. Where's it going? See the difference in where the air goes when I do that? If I go down here and I relax, it's kind of a yoga form of breathing. See that? What that's going to do is that's going to open up and relax my chest, which is vitally important. Your chest, your shoulders should be so relaxed when you play. And the throat, okay? And if you guys do that and you relax here, you put the air down here, and then just keep a little bit of pressure in your abs when you're playing as well. Don't overdo it, but a little bit down there so that you have what they call support down there. And then you relax up here more. And guess what that does to your sound? It opens it up 30 to 40% more than what you've got right now, easily, if not more. Okay, so at least think about that, because I want to help you guys. You sound incredibly good. And I just want to help you, when you hear the recordings of these big bands and you hear these brass players that just play with this when it's time to open up and blow wide open, you hear them and you're like, wow, that's incredible. I wonder how they do that. That's how they do it, okay? So think about it a little bit. Try to implement that a little bit, because you guys, like I said, you're so good right now. I'd love to see you push it to that next level in growth and development in your playing, because technically you guys have done a lot of great things. Stylistically, and what a rhythm section. Let me allow our rhythm section some great The thing I want to leave you guys with today, I've played all my life and I've played in big bands all my life, and what I love about you guys is you are so devoted and committed through your teachers' great teaching and inspiration as well, to do it right, to dig in for those extra little details, to play them with precision, to play them together, to go forward. You guys have very sophisticated minds, and you're going to take that with you for the rest of your life. There's no question about it. And it's because you dug a little harder, and it was worth it to you to do it. And it is worth it because it takes a lot to impress us. And when you do it, it's like we bow to you. Great job tonight, everybody. Thank you.
Yeah!